Have you ever felt that eerie sensation? Like something's just slightly off? Like the world you live in has cracks too deep to fill? Today, we're crawling into those cracks. The ones where truth vanishes, reason collapses, and silence is the loudest scream in the room. These aren't your typical crime stories. These are cases that defy logic, laugh at evidence, and leave investigators with more questions than answers. From disappearing families to messages from the dead, we're diving into some of the most haunting unsolved mysteries on record. No flashy intros, no dramatic voiceovers. Just faceless narration, dark visuals, and the raw discomfort of truth that doesn't behave. You're not here for closure. You're here because some part of you, some strange, morbid curiosity, wants to peek behind the veil. Welcome to Makes You Wonder. Let's begin. The erasure of the Jamison family. In October 2009, Bobby Sherilyn and their 6-year-old daughter Madison loaded up their truck in Eufaula, Oklahoma. They told people they were going to look at a plot of land in the San Boise Mountains where they hoped to live off-grid. Then they vanished. 8 days later, their truck was found, locked and abandoned in a remote area. Inside were their IDs, wallets, phones, $32,000 in cash, and their family dog, starving but alive. No signs of struggle, no fingerprints, no logical reason for the cash. Surveillance footage from their home showed them loading the truck in a trance-like state, moving robotically, silently. 4 years later, their skeletons were discovered, less than 3 miles from where the truck was found. The autopsies were inconclusive. Theories ranged from murder-suicide to cult involvement to drug-induced paranoia. But nothing fit, and one note found in Sherilyn's belongings hinted at darkness. A letter where she called her daughter possessed and herself a witch. No definitive link was made, but the energy around the case, heavy, like something not entirely human walked into their lives and erased them. The Yuba County Five. In 1978, 5 young men from Yuba City, California, each with mild developmental disabilities, disappeared after attending a basketball game. Their families said they never would have willingly gone into the snowy wilderness where their car was found. Stuck on a remote mountain road. Inside the car, maps, snacks, and a neatly folded road map. 4 months later, one of the men's remains was found. Then a forest ranger stumbled on a Forest Service trailer 20 miles away. Inside was the body of another man, emaciated and wrapped in blankets. He'd survived for weeks, possibly months after they vanished. 3 more bodies were eventually found nearby. One was never located. Here's the catch. There was no reason for them to be there. No car trouble. They had fuel. No signs of external injuries. One man had taken off his shoes and put them in the trailer, but never used the ample food stocked in the cupboards. Why they fled the car, why they didn't eat, why one stayed alive while the others froze, no one knows. A witness claimed he saw men matching their description with a woman and a baby, but that lead went nowhere. The scene felt staged, like a cruel social experiment, or something far worse. The Hexham Heads. In 1971, 2 boys in Hexham, England dug up 2 strange stone heads in their garden. Small, grotesque, vaguely Celtic. Their family believed they were cursed almost immediately. Doors slammed. Objects flew. The family dog was thrown against a wall by an invisible force. Then things got worse. A neighbor claimed to see a half-man, half-wolf creature in their hallway. Another reported the same creature a week later, glowing eyes and all. Paranormal investigators flocked to the house. A geologist said the heads were too modern to be ancient, possibly carved in the last century. Then a man came forward claiming he made the heads years earlier as a hobby and discarded them. Case closed, right? Except the hauntings didn't stop. Even when the heads were removed, the activity followed one of the sons to a new town, and no one could explain the creature multiple people saw. Were the heads cursed, a portal, or just a trigger for something darker that was already there? The case is still a favorite in occult circles. It's not the objects, it's what they unlock. The missing Skylarks. In 1966, a trio of amateur radio operators, known by their handle, the Skylarks, disappeared during a storm off the coast of Wales. They'd gone out on a small boat to test long-range frequencies they believed could allow communication with non-terrestrial intelligence. The Coast Guard found the boat 3 days later, anchored, empty, untouched, radio gear still running. Transmission logs showed a bizarre pattern of signals that experts later claimed resembled encrypted binary code, not consistent with any known earthly communication of the time. The last recorded message was chilling. "We have contact. It's not human." Conspiracy theories exploded. MI5 allegedly investigated, but no reports were released. Locals believed the men tapped into something not meant to be heard. Skeptics dismissed it as a storm accident, but there were no bodies, no life vests missing, and no signs of a struggle. Just silence, an open channel, and the ghost frequency that some say can still be picked up today on homemade receivers, on nights when the fog rolls in. It's one of those stories that tugs at something primal, the idea that we are not alone and that maybe we never were. That human curiosity, while noble, sometimes opens doors we were never meant to find. The Grinner. This one isn't just a mystery, it's a phenomenon. Hundreds of online reports, similar sightings across multiple countries. No clear origin, just a name whispered in forums and Reddit threads. The Grinner. The reports vary slightly but always contain the same core details. A tall, slender man with a grotesquely wide smile, standing completely still in places he shouldn't be. A forest trail, an abandoned gas station, your fire escape at 3 a.m. He never moves when watched, but when you look away, he's closer. Victims report losing time, waking up in strange places, or having detailed dreams of him whispering incoherently. There's no official file on the Grinner, no police case, but enough eyewitness reports exist to make it more than fiction. One Reddit user disappeared after posting photos of the Grinner peeking into their bedroom window. Their account was wiped, their address traced to an empty house. Is he a meme? A hallucination? A real entity feeding on fear? The mystery is ongoing, and maybe that's how he likes it. Some cases stay with you, not because they're solved, but because they refuse to be. They whisper in the dark corners of your mind. They follow you into dreams. They gnaw at the part of you that demands logic and laugh in your face. Maybe it's easier to say these are hoaxes, coincidences, mental illness. But you and I both know better. The world is weirder than we're willing to admit. And for every solved mystery, a dozen more open their eyes. Because the unknown isn't empty, it's full. Full of possibilities, full of shadows, full of stories we pretend not to believe so we can sleep at night. But they're there, waiting. So next time you hear a knock at your window, ask yourself, is it wind or is it something that followed you home from this video? Thanks for watching Makes You Wonder. Don't forget to lock your doors.